Elizabeth starts off this hour in San Diego. Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
Fine. How are you, Dave?
Better than I deserve. What's up?
My husband and I own a business that we got from his parents in 2004, and we're having a lot of trouble. My husband, we both own it, but my husband is the one who manages it. I stay home and homeschool our children. But there's been some things that he's recently revealed to me that tells me we're in trouble.
In what way are you in trouble? You mean the business is losing money?
Okay. So in 2004, his parents, who owned the business, gave ownership to my husband, but they just kind of left. They had been through a lot of lawsuits due to my father-in-law's mismanagement of the company. Previous to the lawsuits, my father-in-law had taken quite a bit of money out of the business, legally as draws, like $2 million. And then because of the lawsuits, put it back into the company as a loan, which I wasn't aware of. He also, the commercial building that this business is housed in, my husband is also paying on a loan to his father for this to total something like $30,000 a month. I knew about the loan on the building. I didn't know about this nearly $1.5 million that he's been paying to his father because he hasn't told me because he's been ashamed. And he's recently been diagnosed with PTSD because of the relationship with his parents. We're estranged from them due to verbal abuse. There's a lot more details, but I probably would do better if you just asked me questions.
Do you know much about the income statement of the business? Is it making money?
Yes, it's an S corporation, and so while I don't see this money, we filed last year. Last time we filed $1 million.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you broke up. All I heard was last time you filed, you had a profit of $1 million?
It's an S corporation, and so it comes through our taxes.
Right.
And so I'm assuming, and it's not that my husband keeps anything from me, I just haven't asked pointed questions because I've had no reason not to trust him, and I still do trust him. He's just been under a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Well, he's been making shame-based decisions that included deceiving you, so I'm not positive I trust him. I don't think he's an evil man, but I think he's under pressure. He may not be making good decisions, and you do need to get involved. Okay?
Yeah.
So here's what I would do. I think the two of you need to sit down and comb through this and get the big pieces of it on paper. Okay? Because I heard that you have a debt on a building and you have a debt from this weird shame-based loan, right?
Yeah.
But supposedly he put the money back into the business. So where did that money go?
He put it back into the business as a loan.
Yeah,
so
but that means your husband got a check for $2 million from his father-in-law, from his father.
Correct. And
where'd that money go?
To pay these lawsuits that occurred in 2003 due to his father's mismanagement.
Okay, so your husband was supposed to pay for the lawsuits, is what you're saying.
This is part of the reason why he's been diagnosed with PTSD, because without going into his family history, essentially since his childhood, he's kind of been cleaning up his parents' messes. He graduated from college and got an engineering degree, which he didn't really want.
But now we're estranged, and so the messes have ended. Agreed?
Yes,
there's no more. No, there's the current mess is there, but there's no more future messes. Agreed? Is he going to take on any more of his parents' crap? No.
No, and that's where he's now.
That's what I mean.
He's not going to.
That's what I mean.
Where I am.
Okay. So all we need to do then now is analyze what income we have to clean up what mess we have. Okay. And so if he owes them $1.5 million, and you have any idea what's owed on the building?
$500,000 also to his father.
Okay, so $2 million gets him completely clear of this mess, and he's making $1 million a year?
So in 2011, his half-brother, his father's son, committed fraud. I know this sounds like a crazy story. I apologize. And my husband had to pay out $1.5 million. He didn't take out any loans to do it because it was their fault, the fraud that he committed with...
he worked for your husband?
Yes.
Okay. So your husband has fired him, obviously.
No, his father...
Okay. So that person's gone. Okay. But that's again in the past. There's a lot of trash in the past here. But going forward, last year, On your sub-S Corp, you made $1 million.
Right. I agree. There's things that don't add up. And
okay. No, I'm just saying, for next year, for the year 2019, if you made $1 million and you have $2 million in debt, you should be able to clear it in 2 to 3 years. Agreed?
Yeah, and that's what I've been asking him. He says that at any time he's owed $2.1 million in AR from people who don't, that he's constantly owed that. I think that there's probably more that's going to come out of this. I agree. It doesn't make total sense.
Okay. So it's time for you to get on top of it with him, because if it doesn't make sense, you know why? Because it doesn't make sense.
I agree.
And we got a saying around here, when something feels weird, it's because it's weird.
Yeah.
And so here's what I'm leaning on. When I went broke, my wife was in your seat. She had no idea what was going on. But she had a bad feeling about things. Actually, she's from East Tennessee. She calls it a feeling. It's a 7-syllable word, right? And what I learned is who can find a virtuous wife? For her worth is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts her, and he will have no lack of gain. My wife has a home ec degree and has not worked outside the home in 32 years. And yet we do not make 7-figure decisions here in our $200 million company unless Sharon is involved. Now, lots of little decisions happen every day. But big crap like y'all are dealing with, you are your husband's best resource right now for bringing some common sense to all this madness.
Okay. Could I ask one more quick question?
Sure.
I'm about to have a baby in 30 days or so.
Wonderful.
And thank you. My husband has put me in charge of managing the household funds, except he told me not to put anything in the stock market. I've been protecting myself and my children from this business for the past 15 years, and I'm wondering if, because as you say, I have a bad feeling.
You can't protect yourself from this business. You're personally liable. The only way you can protect yourself from this business is be divorced, and that's not the equation we're after here.
Okay.
And so the way you protect yourself from this business, and it may not be in the next 30 days, but it can be. It's stressing you out right now. I don't care. There's nothing that says an 8-month pregnant woman doesn't have a brain. So you can sit down and look at this with your husband and comb through the big numbers and begin to understand what's going on. And he needs to get comfortable with using you as his counselor, not his dominant partner that tells him what to do, but his co-laborer. And that's what you're doing together. That's how Sharon and I do it, and it's been very profitable for us.